What's up, y'all? I'm Teej, and I'm not so collected. I'm more of the crazy and unfiltered one.
And this is another episode of A Crazy Little Thing Called
The podcast that dives headfirst into the craziness of millennial life.
Welcome to the shit show, guys.
Why did you do that? Welcome back to another lovely episode of Crazy Little Thing Called, the podcast where we dive headfirst into the crazy, complicated, and sometimes beautiful. Even though I might have said that out of order, that's just how millennial life can be. I am your host, Teej, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host, and I don't actually know who she is today.
It's Delulu, because I am, that state of delusional tired. That's what I feel right now. And it's only
Something
4:47.
about this week, and honestly, it's been a good 2 weeks that I've just been like, bruh, like every day, like something happens, and I'm just like, are you joking right now?
Literally.
But today, and again, the weather was terrible, but I barely did any work, which is crazy. But physical therapy is damn near full workout. But I'm just like, I don't wanna today, you know? Like, I just want to not.
Well, yeah, today was my lightest day out of the week. And I worked out and I took a shower. And I'm tired. I'm sleepy.
Mm-hmm. I know I've been getting notifications on the watch from your Apple Plus. I saw you did something with LaShawn to Beyonce last night. I said, check you out.
Today I did strength training with Miley Cyrus and I ran with Katy Perry. And so it was really nice.
Oh, because you have a treadmill. Yeah. So that definitely does work that way. So because I've never done one of those with equipment, does it tell you to incline to this and all that stuff like you would do it like Orange Theory when you're doing the treadmill ones, or no? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nifty. Maybe I'm not getting a treadmill, but that's nifty. I can do that when I go to the actual gym.
I want to get a row machine eventually, when I have my own space and I make my my gym.
Right, your own space, which is a good segue to thank you everyone for listening to our last episode with good old Brooks in house buying. It was very enlightening for me. I don't know if I told you, I think I'm going to wait now another year to buy because after listening to that, after being a part of that, I think I just may need a little more time to save money.
Yeah, no rush.
I think I'm gonna wait. Are you? I'm gonna say, are you still waiting on yours too, or are you gonna try and still get something this year?
Not get something this year, but I want to start looking again this year because I'm in the position to still look, but I'm just not in a rush. I just want to make sure that it's something that I really, really like. So.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So yes, again, shout out to the lovely Brooks. Is there do you have any announcements, anything you want to cover before we jump into the episode? Anything going on in Natalie's world that we should talk about?
No, honestly, it's literally just been work. And
just like Rihanna said.
You know what? I did for her the other day too.
I saw that notification as well.
No, literally, it's just been work. And while I like the money, I need to figure out how to, implement other things. Granted, I do things, but I feel like I just don't be enjoying the enjoyable things because I'm just so tired from work.
Literally, that's me too. And then now that I'm officially, it's been a while now, but officially drug free, not those the drugs from that quack of, I don't think I would ever do that. That's one. I do want to try shrooms, so desperately. I want to try shrooms, only because I've heard it's good for creativity and stuff like that. Yeah. But no, I am off of all of the prescription drugs that my quacky psychiatrist, who I divorced, everyone think this is the first time I said that, but so I'm off all those. So I'm finally back to feeling normal, which is good and bad because good, yes, all those side effects are gone, but my normal was heavily anxiety, ADHD. So I'm been detoxing, and I was telling Natalie that today's my last day of a juice cleanse. And then I do have a new psychiatrist coming that I'm going to towards the end of May. So I'm looking forward to that. So my only, I guess, little tidbit is research your medical professionals. And it's funny because this is the first time that I didn't do it. And I don't know why, because I will literally Google and psychology today if it's for anything in the mental health field, or I will go through like the My Kelsey thing and get reviews and everything. And for some reason with this one, I did not, only because this is also the first time that I just called like their generic number and wanted to schedule an appointment and get tested for ADHD. And they sent me to this person. And then the appointment was literally the next day. So that's my little tip of the day. Make sure you research all your medical providers and
including
don't
therapists.
Be afraid to yes. And don't be afraid to, if something isn't working out, leave. Because whoa, child. But anyway, so we're going to start this episode off with a lovely melanin moment, which I do have for us today. And it kind of falls in line with our episode, so I felt like it was fitting. I want to give a shout out to a lovely melanated business who is also a friend, who's also been on this show before, the lovely Ariel. So be sure to follow our lovely friend Ariel at Aloha Gorgeous Beauty. If you are in the San Antonio or Houston area, you need to get your nails, your cuticles whacked and your nails waxed. Hit her up and follow her on Instagram. You can see all the lovely work she is doing.
And does she make it too?
She does a lot of things. So if you're looking for nails and other things, she is your girl. So you can follow her on, like I said, Aloha Gorgeous Beauty and see all the great things she's doing. So just want to take a moment to shout out my friend, which leads us into our lovely, right, we love her, which leads us into our episode. I was debating. You don't know what I was debating, but of all the family stuff that had been going on as of recent. And so I was in my mind while preparing for this episode. I was like, I'm going to do a family episode and we're going to discuss da 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 da. And I still may do it, just not right now, because like we said, the past 2 weeks have been bruh. So I chose to pivot from that and do something a little bit more light and fun. And one of the categories I feel like we don't cover a lot is friends, because we're friends, so they kind of get that here.
Many levels
So I wanted us to do a episode on friends and friendship, but in the same vein of Am I the Asshole, but not Am I the Asshole, but some Would You Rather and just random questions about friendship that we can just kind of discuss our thoughts on these things and what we would do in certain scenarios. So are you ready to journey with me to the world of Friendshiplandia?
Let's dive right in.
Okay. So do you want to start with something more fun and easy that we can, or something that's more, I guess, more aligned with what you do for work in a therapy sense? I think I may know the answer to this, but where do you want to go? I'll let you lead where the episode starts, and then we can kind of play around from there.
Being that I'm just getting off of work,
you want to stay in that mode and then get out.
But let's just rip the Band-Aid off and go right in it. Like, now that I'm just still, I'm in that.
Since you're there, I figured you wanted to get it over with and be like, all right, then I can forget about work. Okay. So this thing, also there is a forum on Reddit very similar to Am I the Asshole, called Friendship Advice. Don't know if you knew that, because I didn't. But some of these I found in other places, and then for some reason I don't know why I didn't think to just look on Reddit, because they have literally everything. But the tag for this one says, "Is this something I should confront my friend about?" And this one is kind of long. This is the longest reading one, so bear with me as my eyes. Okay, so the other week, my friend, so she is the friend is 23 and a woman, and she's 24 and a woman. We're hanging out, and the topic of cheating scandals came up because the celebrities we used to support were involved in it. So we discussed it. One cheating incident was about a man cheating on his wife. The other incident was a woman cheating on her partner. Don't know if that means a man or a woman. It's very inconspicuous. Anyway, In both cases, which this was weird, the cheater attempted to take their lives. Trigger warning. I always find it's always hard for me to know what to think when it comes to an attempt on someone's life when they're the one in the wrong. On one side, I don't sympathize with them for cheating, but on the other side, I don't like taking attempts on one's life lightly. But I guess it also depends on the severity of the case. These are my thoughts on both cases. However, my friend's thoughts about the cheating man's attempt on his life was that he's a manipulator, and she said, of course he would. Men would do that. Then when it came to the cheating woman's attempt on her life, she seemed to have the same thoughts as me, where she's not sure what to think. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. In cases where we read about a man doing something immoral, my friend's response always seems to be along the lines of, as expected of a man, or of course, it's a man. But when a woman does the same thing, she never brings up the fact that she's a woman. Another instance is when the two of us, and our other friend, who's a 24-year-old male, were hanging out, and he told us that he recently broke up with his girlfriend. He was fake smiling and tried to play it off as it was no big deal, but it was obvious he wasn't taking it very well because he was drinking a lot. I was doing my best to confront him, and my friend went, "Ha, deserved." I don't know if it was a joke to lighten the mood, but it rubbed me the wrong way. I scolded her for it, but she never apologized and just shrugged. My friend laughed awkwardly, but never called her out on it, so I ignored it after that. I get that she has the mindset of men are bad, all men are trash, and that she's had bad experiences with men before, but this was our close friend. I would expect her to show at least a little compassion. I can't even tell her about people I'm interested in, because then she'd go, for a man? Question mark. She loves her visual novels, which I don't know what that means, and simps for anime men, but then judges me if my favorite anime character is a white man. But at this point, I'm assuming this is like the opposite of misogyny. Misandry? Is that like from a woman? What? I know I didn't Google that part. I should have. Is this something I should confront her about? She's very close-minded, so I'm reluctant to approach her if she's not willing to listen to me. What would you do?
Absolutely confront her. And then if she doesn't respond well, then that's your answer right there on whether or not you should be friends with her. Because first of all, it sounds like she needs therapy.
Don't we all?
That's so funny because I just saw a TikTok about something like that the other day when it came to men and women, but more importantly, like your mom and your dad. But in regards, I'm going to answer this first and I'll tell you about that. In regards to the first thing, like with the cheating aspect of it, like her saying that the man is manipulative if they're like threatening suicide, but then like maybe something else is going wrong when the female is doing it. I'm not going to say it's manipulative intentionally, but I have seen people do it intentionally to be manipulative. Yep. But then I think it is unintentionally manipulative. And I feel like in those situations, of course, you don't want to take it lightly, but it's more so, okay, react in the sense of making sure the safety is at, bay at first, and then delegate out. Because at this point, it's not your problem and it can't be your problem. And I say that with my whole heart, that you can love somebody, but it is not your responsibility to help them live. Like, and I say that, I don't know if I said that correctly, but like when I say help them live, like you need to get them to the proper resources.
Them to live if they don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, but like you can help them get to the proper resources, but they have to be willing to utilize them. But then in those instances, like if it's like life or death, like severely, like go to the emergency room, like call 911. Like there's nothing that you can do in those moments. And yeah, it's just difficult situations to be in. But she was rude when she said deserved
to
it.
The friend.
If I was that friend, I would have.
And see, that's where my disdain for this person comes into, because in the post it asks, should you confront the friend? Yes, but then I also understand where she says at the at the end that the friend is very close minded, so she's reluctant to approach her if she's not willing to listen to her. Been there, done that. Um, I would
But
say,
that shows you, like, because if you don't
yeah.
say anything, it's your fault. Like, if you don't say anything,
So I
so,
would definitely say, and in the moment of, I think she said, yeah, she said she scolded her in the moment when she said that to the friend. So I agree with that response. And then for her to show no remorse, it kind of lets you know. But then also when you say, well, this person said that, the friend criticizes them whenever they're interested in someone, it almost sounds like
yeah,
maybe jealousy as well, that like you can I don't know, it I don't see this person as a friend, because if you
yeah,
can't be happy for me when when I am experiencing, affection or whatever like that, then why are we friends? If I can't talk to you about anything as your friend, then I don't feel like that's a friend. That's just, some random person that I talk to every once in a while to go have a drink. Like that.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
would say if you actually value the friendship, which it sounds like you is teetering on the edge of not, because of what you wrote, I would say confront her if you realize maybe this person isn't being a friend, or if you can think of other times where maybe they have been supportive. Have the conversation. If you can't think of a time where they've supported you, yeah, just go on in. That's a chop. That's a chop for
Yeah.
me. I don't see it,
Happens
especially
a
because
lot.
if you're the friend that's a guy is going through something. Imagine if you were going through something and that your friend said that to you. How would you feel? So yeah, that's weird. I thought that was interesting. The cheating part was another question that I had brought up when I was writing out questions that I wanted to ask. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, kind of has a similar thing. So I'm not going to ask the cheating question now because I don't want to get too
Well,
cheaty.
so the TikTok that I was saying,
Mm.
that kind of related to this, there was somebody that was asking like men and women, like if you, like this girl asked another girl and was like, if you saw your mom cheating, like, would you tell your dad? And she was like, no, that's her business. And then ask the same girl, if you saw your dad cheating, would you tell your mom? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because she needs to
Yeah,
know. But then
that
they asked the like guy, and it was like, would you tell your mom if your dad was cheating? And they were
he
like,
said nope.
well, I don't get in grown folks' business. But then would you tell your dad if your mom was cheating? And it was like, absolutely. Like, they need to
Hmm.
know. Like, they really need to
It's
know. And I'm
funny,
like,
the
wow.
standards.
And I really asked myself that because probably I would do the same. I mean, I try to stay out. But if it
As
was
much as possible.
my mom getting messed up, that's a no for me.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. I don't even want to think about those. Luckily, my mom and dad aren't together, so like, it's a little easier for me.
I mean, mine aren't either.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Okay, so on to our next. Why did I just clap like that? Like the little Chinese monkey thing. Ding. Anyway, okay, next one, more lighthearted ish. Actually, very. If you and your friends were characters from one sitcom, one, what would the show be? And then assign each friend a character. Take your time.
So the only show that comes to mind, just because I just watched it again for like the seventh, eighth time.
Is it the
And
Parkers?
no, it's not the Parkers.
Oh, is it Insecure?
I know. It's Insecure. So I'm gonna do Insecure, and I'm gonna just go with like um me, you, Paris,
I'm about to say, I don't have to be
and,
included in these. I know that's going to be so hard for you,
and
but
Chelsea. I'm
okay.
just gonna say me, you, Paris, and Chelsea. So because
Hope I see where this
Insecure
is
4.
going.
So I feel like Paris
Yep, I know where that's going. Tread carefully. That interview just
would
came out.
I feel like Pep would be Amanda Seales, so Tiffany.
Tiffany. I could see it.
Um,
Oh, and she wasn't AKA. That's the funny part. On the
right?
show.
Um, I feel like Chelsea would definitely be Kelly, maybe.
I can see it.
Just for
I can
lack
see
of
it.
better, like, I don't know. I feel
Actually,
like
no, yeah.
you would be Molly.
Yeah, definitely would.
And I would be Issa.
Because you be
Because,
fucking up.
woo, my life before then, it was Issa. It was,
Mhm.
so that's actually so accurate. That's so funny.
Actually, it really is because there was Daniel, there
Well,
was
just the Chelsea
Lawrence, there
part,
was
like the
who would
Kelly.
be. I'm trying to think of who your Nathan would be. Oh, I found it. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
already know
Mhm.
who my name is.
Sorry. Yeah, so we'll pivot from that.
Woo.
I'm trying to think. I was trying not to think about my answers to these questions as I was doing them because I was like, I actually want to think about these and not have it like premeditated. But now it's going to bite me in the ass because now I keep thinking of. Oh man. Oof. What other show? I would say okay. I could say Living Single, and so
I'm not
I
familiar
would.
with Living Single that much, so you have to
Oh,
kind of
you
give
need
me a
to
little bit. Like
you
I know
need
Living
to
Single.
watch Living Single. That is literally it's like it's like Insecure if Insecure was really only shot in like 2 to 3 places instead of having the whole city. Because the
Right,
majority of
right.
Living Single takes place in their apartment or at Word Up, the blah 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 corporation. And then there's like the one-offs where they go to like the courtroom because Maxine's a lawyer and stuff like that. But a majority of the show, I hate when my camera does this. It didn't get any better. Let me go this way this time. Anyway, it doesn't there isn't as much like traveling within the series. But okay. So let's see. I would probably be Oberton. I don't think I would be Kyle. So Kyle is oh shit, is Kyle a lawyer too? I want to say he was a lawyer or a businessman, and I know someone's gonna correct me, but I can't remember. But he was like really like the smooth talking. He was one with the dreads, the dark skin
Yeah, I
guy with
know.
the dreads.
And then
Overton was
Overton was the
a
boss.
plumber or electrician, and but really ditzy and just kind of like went through life. So maybe I'm a combo of both of them because I'm definitely not that ditzy. At least one. That would be a bad thing. Let's see. You would probably be. Mm, you might be Sinclair, but I don't think that one's going to be hard because putting you as Sinclair was kind of an airhead, but you not. But I don't think you are Queen Latifah either. I don't think you're
And what's the other ones?
Khadijah.
Maxine? That's the lawyer.
Maxine, Regine, Sinclair, and Khadijah. Oh, this is difficult because I would almost put Ariel as Khadijah. I would put Paris as Regine. I would say Chelsea would be geez, I forgot her name. Sinclair. And then I guess that would leave you as Maxine, which I could see that because Maxine was very hardworking and driven. She was just very sarcastic and kind of, I don't want to say dry, but she had a weird sense of humor. Did you ever watch Friends? I didn't watch Friends, but no, okay. It was like they're both in the same show, but one's white. So yeah, I think that's what I would put is Sinclair, Chelsea, Regine, Paris, you, Maxine, Ariel, Khadijah. I think that would be my thing. So you need to actually watch Living Single. It's really good. It's on Hulu right now too. So you all the things. So you can go. It pops up amongst the other things that you are binging. Oh, slight sidebar. Someone told me about Baby Reindeer. Have you binged it yet? Is it worth it? Because I did start the first episode yesterday and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I restarted the first episode 3 times.
Okay, good to know there wasn't just me.
Then when I actually watched it, I was like, okay.
All right.
Yeah. The guy who plays it is the actual guy that the story happened to.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like this is his story.
Okay. Okay. Back to topic. All right. Next question. Imagine you develop a crush on your friend's sibling, and they have also showed interest in you as well. You aren't sure if you should tell your friend, and the sibling says, "Let's just keep this a secret." because their sibling isn't going to approve. What would you do? I don't know if this has happened.
Keep it secret.
So, okay, I was like, I don't know if this has happened. I was like, I hope I didn't hit a nerve. I was sitting there like, is there something you need to tell me?
This has happened, but I wasn't.
It was the other way around.
The friend.
You were the sibling. I do remember this now. Okay, so you would keep it a secret.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, okay, so then what happens if y'all get in a relationship? How are you gonna tell them? Or would you keep it a secret but not act on it?
That's what I was about to say. Clarifying in the sense of like not acting on it, but keep it a secret because like what were you doing?
Okay, that makes sense. I don't honestly know what I would do in this situation. Because one, I guess it would depend on the friend. If I would say, and it would also depend on how fine the sibling is, because that also could play a factor in that. But I don't know, because then I would feel bad because I feel like I'm sneaking around from my best friend or whatever like that. But then I'm also like, because I would act on it. That's my thing. I don't think it would be different
if I were acting on it and I was in a relationship. I mean,
with the person. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That was tricky. So I was really trying to think of what would I do. But I feel like I would probably keep it a secret too until it became like something more than just like petty flirting or something like that. It's giving Bring It On. That's what it's giving. Like that. Until it's like official, then I'd be like, so hey.
Yeah, I was like, Bring It On, but yeah, that's the whole plot.
Literally. Which I've seen rumblings that this will be making another one of those, and I'm kind of like, Okay, let's see. Would you rather a friend who shares all of your interests and hobbies, or a friend who has completely different hobbies and interests that pushes you out of your comfort zone? And no, there ain't no, I could do occasionally with that one. But you gotta choose one or the other.
All interest. Similar.
Really? Why? Why does thine choose that?
Well, because if I had to choose a friend like that, then that means we can go places together and do things.
Oh, that's because my headphone died. That would make sense. I was like, where'd you go? Okay, I think I can hear you again.
But I was saying, because if it was a friend, like, it would be somebody that I can go do things with and whatnot. Because I feel like as a friend, like, I don't want to be constantly learning and stepping out of my comfort zone with you. Like, if I'm going out with a friend, I want to know that I'm going out and I'm going to have fun. You know, I'm going to do something that I'm going to enjoy. Now, if this was like a romantic partner, that would be a bit different. Because maybe, you know, step out, grow, learn, all that good stuff.
See, when you put it that way, because I was totally on the opposite end. Excuse me. Yeah, opposite. When I was thinking about this, when I said I would want someone that puts me out of my comfort zone, only because I will stay home all the time and not do anything. So someone that would actually push me, literally getting out of my house, is getting out of my comfort zone. So damn near anything would.
Well, I mean, if you put it like that, that's not an interest, though. That's just like you.
True.
I thought you were talking about like actual interest, like things that you like to do.
You're right. So okay, let me rethink. So interest. I'm trying to think of something that I don't like doing. I don't like. You are.
Like if somebody wanted to take me to anime conventions, like I couldn't fake the funk enough.
Same. But then also it's like with you be wanting to do like adventurous shit and go skydiving and ziplining and then parasailing. That ain't me. So I'm like, I I'm still gonna go with, and this is in my want to be adventurous but not adventurous self, with the friend that pushes me out of my comfort zone with the interest, because maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. But then I would hope that after I say
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't like it the first time, I don't have to keep doing it. This is a little vague of a question because I think I'm open to trying different things. It's my question. I can make it however I want to
Yeah.
try. But then if after the first time, like, do you hear Godzilla?
You could swear that dog was in your house.
They're my neighbors. This place has changed so much. Anyway, I don't remember what thought I was. Kovu over there threw me off. Oh, it's two of them. Oh, they are huge. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think I would go with pushing me out of my comfort zone, and with the exception of if I don't like said activity, it's not a requirement that I keep going to said activity, but trying something different each time. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's see another one. Oh, this was a little bit deeper. Are there any unspoken rules or boundaries within your friend groups or group that you've noticed but never discussed amongst each other? So basically, are there unwritten rules of your friendships that's never really been set, but when you know?
I mean, I feel like this is kind of like an obvious one. Like now that we're grown, like outside of high school, like and up, don't talk to or date anyone that another friend has talked
to. That's so funny you said that after high school.
I feel like we never had that issue.
It was a small pond.
Because in high school, that was your small population.
I was just thinking that.
But I think that's the unspoken rule. But I would hope that is, said case.
Everyone's
for
thinking.
Friends in general, but that's the first one that comes to mind. I can't think of another one right now.
I can't think of unspoken ones either, only because it's gonna sound weird. I don't think at this point right now that I have like a friend group, because it's very seldom that we're all together or all communicate together like that. So it's harder to think of unwritten rules that we shared. I think I can't think of any in my case, because I think it's harder right now because there's not a group. It's just like I have more individual connections,
Right.
and then some of my individual connections are connected as well, but it's very seldom that we're all together. Like almost ever. It's been a very long time since all of us have gotten together. Hell, I have seen Ariel, but it's been a while. I always look this way because my calendar's right there, and I'd be trying to look at dates, but we're in a new month, so I can't really see too far back. So
I just bought a calendar like that. I need to fill out for the month of May.
Good job. Proud of you for organization. Look at you setting those boundaries.
I mean, I have calendars, but they're in my phone on my computer. I need one that I can just see.
Okay. All right, next one. You find out a close friend is doing something that goes against your personal beliefs, like shady business dealings or cheating. Would you intervene and express your concerns, or distance yourself from the situation?
So it depends, because I'm all about your business is your business, but I think it's more so of if you're constantly bringing it to me. Like, for instance, cheating. Like, if you are cheating and you're constantly talking about it, and then like you're constantly talking about, like, I guess the flaws or whatever within your relationship, but then you're doing this, like, break up, like, or stop talking to me about it. I don't care. And so, but I've never been in that situation to that extent. So, I mean, that's good.
Congrats.
But yeah, I think if you weren't bringing it into my world or like making it my business, and if it was completely opposite from like my morals and my beliefs and values, out of sight, out of mind, I couldn't care less. But I think that's the factor. Like, if you're bringing it to me, like, we need to address it.
Agreed. And the same thing is, as long as your cheating, one, isn't brought into my life or affecting my life, I could care less. Like, do what you got to do. That's your business. Um, when it becomes a problem for me is if I become a part of it, and then now I got to sit there and lie to your significant other, like, oh, where were y'all? I'm going to lie for you, but then I'm going to curse you out right after. Like, why the fuck do you keep putting me in this situation? Like, I don't want to be involved in that. You looking at me and I'm like, am I missing something? Has this happened?
No, it's happened to me once when I was at U of H. I'm not going to say said names. It's not Kiara.
No. I think I knew who it was. Did they only go to U of H
friend.
1 year? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So that's my take on it. Is once it starts interfering with my life, and then I gotta start lying for you. I only lie for one person, and that's myself, sadly. So if I gotta start lying to people for you, then I'm like, just can you leave me out of it? Can you cheat in peace and let me be at peace too? Yeah. Although again, I don't condone cheating in any way, because it's like, just break up. But also,
right.
If you're gonna do it, can you not involve me? And I know we're supposed to be friends and I'm supposed to know all this stuff and blah 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 blah. I don't want to know.
Because if you're a friend, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do, not what you want to hear.
And that's a great pivot into one of the other questions that I had was, would you rather have a friend that always tells you the truth, even if it hurts your feelings, or one that always tells you what you want to hear, even if sometimes it's not honest?
Oh no, always the truth.
Hurt me. Hurt me to the core.
Hurt my feelings. I am sensitive as hell, but hurt.
And my thing is,
go ahead. I'll sit with it. I'll sit with the discomfort. Don't be rude.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I want to be told the truth, but it's how you deliver that. Because I hate when people take that like, well, I'm just keeping it real. And it's like, there's a way to keep it real without being an asshole. And I think sometimes people enjoy that, like almost trying to play the better than you card when they're like telling you, stuff like that. Yeah. And so that's what I don't like. And so that makes me question the friendship, because then I'm like,
it's like it's a part of their personality. Like that makes it an excuse for them to be like, no, like, you know how I am. Okay.
No.
And I'm telling you, you need to change it, or we're
gonna work together. What did they say in what's that? Say the Last Dance. You're milk, he's oil. Y'all never go mix. Yeah,
goodbye.
That's literally how I feel about it as well. Because like, I genuinely dislike people that do that. Because and then it's like, when you react to it, they're like, they literally say you just sensitive and stuff like that. And it's like, wow, yes I am. But what you just said was some bullshit. 2 + 2, both things can be true at the same time. And so I genuinely hate people that go about making that their business to like almost try to, I don't want to say hurt their friend, because I don't know if it's necessarily coming from the place of wanting to hurt their friend, but it's also like wanting to just like kind of put the knife in a little bit, which I guess does hurt. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yes, I genuinely breathing. Don't want to get triggered. All right, what would you do? And I'll have a few more because we're not going to make this a long episode. What would you do if your friend's significant other begins monopolizing all of their time and you never see your friend anymore? Like physically, it's only text. Occasional.
I feel like this happens a lot, just naturally, like from what I've seen and what I hear, and like, I think if that's your friend, you would have a conversation with your friend. But what I would do, because you can't just tell them what to do, it's more so if you just have to tell them like how you feel and like what you want. And so I would definitely have a conversation with my friend and approach it in the sense of like, hey, look, I haven't been spending a lot of time with you, haven't seen you a lot. I would like to, maybe you can squeeze me in here and there, like when we're both free. But then also I would respect the fact that they do have somebody. So I can understand that they're stretching their time too. And I'm not going to see them as much. But if I'm not seeing them at all, I mean, but I'm good with minimal time too. So
yes, it's true. See, I'm slightly in the same a mindset as you, but then I'm also where I'm trying to think how to articulate this without where, yes, I understand when you get in a relationship, you spend time with, your significant other more. And I think, and I know I've been guilty of this before previously because the significant other that I had was not in the same city. So whenever the opportunity came to go see, obviously I'm going to, do that instead of whatever. But, and I think it's weird because if you are always spending all of your time with your significant other and then you start neglecting your friendships, the problem that I have with it is then when you break up with that person, you want to come back like ain't nothing happening. It's like, Rue, no, that's my thing. Is like, so where, now that you don't have this person, now you want to come back like everything was all good. But it's like, I wasn't important enough then, but now you're single, you want to go outside. It's like, I don't know. That's when I become like, oh, you froze for like 2 seconds. That's when it becomes like, I don't know. I get uneasy in those situations because, again, I know it's a natural thing that happens because, first of all, we're grown as shit. So we make time for what we want to make time for. But if, like, I am consistently, like, inviting you, like, hey, let's go do this. Oh, I can't because of, oh, I can't because of, oh, I can't. Then I'm going to, stop inviting because, okay, I get it. But then it's like, you break up and then you want your support system and your friends to be there for you. But it's like, how you know that I didn't want to go out for that reason because I was going through something and blah, blah, blah. So that's when I start having the hard time with friends that when partners start monopolizing your friend's time, because it's like, okay.
But see, even how you say it, I feel like I view it differently because I don't think it's the partner monopolizing their time. I think it's that friend not knowing how to put boundaries in place. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I recognize like that's indicative of, you need to set better boundaries. Like, because if you're always spending time with one person, like it's not healthy. Like you need to. Now, if you don't like your friends, that's a different story. And like you also,
and that probably should, that's a different podcast topic.
And like you said, once you break up, you go back to them. Like, no, we need to find some balance during it all because you still need to be yourself outside of the relationship.
Right. So. Where your friend becomes their significant other in the relationship, and then they try to, like, once they're out of it, they try to come back to me. You know who that is? Have you started watching season 2 of Summer House yet? Have you gotten season 2? Who am I about to say it is?
Is it Jasmine?
Whoa, because I loved her this season. I was like, you were a completely different person with your husband not around.
I did love her this season, and I don't even want to segue to that, but I love Noelle.
Oh, yes. Noelle is my homegirl. I told you, that's the only two that I still like. Natalie. And they live in Texas. They live in Austin, if I'm not mistaken. Austin. Yeah. But no, I told you those are the two people you were gonna like this season because that's all I like this season. But it's very similar. I see that, and I literally thought about this as I was catching up on episodes. It's like first season Jasmine was very different than she is this season because her husband isn't around, and now she needs her friends because she's pregnant and she's dealing with everything alone. And it's like, okay, but you weren't supporting your friends last time because you was all about making sure your man. And so I find that weird. I like
Jordan because I feel like she was real.
Which she was. But again, going to, like I was saying, it's about how you say it. And I think Jordan was a little harsh. And I think Jordan doesn't show a lot of emotion in anything. So it comes off as just aggressive. Like, right, very. And so again, two things can be true at the same time. Jordan was definitely right and Jasmine was definitely wrong. I think just the way the situations, at least this season, are being approached, it proves that in how Jasmine was trying to, extend knowledge marriage, have that conversation. Again, I hate when people, but this is reality TV, want to have those conversations while the group is outside partying and you're like, let's just go to this corner and talk. And I'm like, I won't turn up to. Like, stop pulling me away. But I applaud her for at least having the conversation. But then, I mean, after the conversation, that's when you have to decide either we're going to be open and try and rebuild. But I don't feel like, what's that girl's name? Jordan has like been open to that. And so that's what made me stop really fucking with her this season. Because again, your friend literally took accountability for how they acted, extended, wanted to have the conversation of like, what can we do to get better? And you're still in, while you're telling her we can move forward, you're still reserved, you know? And so that was weird to me. And so, but again, Jasmine, I do enjoy her this season. She's not one of my faves because I'm still like, because what's going to happen season 3 when you got a baby and your man back? I'm like, are you going back to that? So I'm apprehensive. But Amir and Noelle is hilarious, first of all. But we're not going to get on TV shows. But yes, okay, I have 2 more questions. And I'm trying to see which order I want to answer them in. I mean, ask them in, because one is fun and one is not as fun. Let's go with the not fun first, and then we can play around with it later. All right. What were... that's not what I wrote. I'm sorry. What would you do if a close friend ghosted you without explanation? Would you reach out for an explanation or closure? Or would you just respect their space and wait for them to come around?
A good friend ghosted you?
Close friend. If I ghosted you... you would probably just show up and be like, excuse me.
So yes, and in a different way, because I think if it was a close friend, I wouldn't assume the worst. Like if it was a close friend, I wouldn't assume the worst. I would definitely like approach it with, open arms in regards to like, hey, just haven't heard from you. Hope everything's all right. If there's anything that you need from me, something like that. Now you in particular, I probably would just show up. But same approach in regards to I'm approaching you with like non-judgmental like vibes, but just kind of like, hey, everything good type of deal. So that's how I would do that.
Then meanwhile, me and my new best friend watching TV. It's like, oh yeah, that show we're playing.
I would be like, okay. Like, smash the bottle of Uncle Dick's that I had in my hand.
Okay.
And take back my
heads down the roll. That is funny. So me, and I haven't told you this part, in a situation, not the situation you're thinking, my camera went to sleep paralysis demon again.
Sleep paralysis.
There we go.
Demon.
That's what it looks like. Whenever my camera goes blurry, I look like the little thing in the corner of your room, just sitting there hitting the Dougie. Yes. So in this situation, which again, not the one you're probably thinking, but the other one that you know about as well. The same situation, I feel like what I did, gave the space, just been like, okay, obviously something is bothering this person. I'm not going to reach out. Obviously, when they want to talk or blah, 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 they'll hit me up. But then a month or so went by, and now I'm just like, so I literally text, I was like, so, what's going on here? Did I do something? Blah, 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 blah. So I think that's how I would approach it. I would give the person space to figure out, especially if it happened after a time of us like hanging out. You can kind of tell something was off then, and then like afterwards it's like, so maybe something was bothering the person. I don't know. So I think for me, my decision would be based upon the context of what happened before the ghosting, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think I would still give time and space. And then if I notice like in a normal time of like, if we don't talk all the time, if like after a week or two is like the normal, we don't talk. It's like, oh, what's up? Da-da-da. If it becomes extended past that, then I'm kind of like, okay, something is wrong. Let's see what's happening here. And if I don't get a response, then I know, okay, yeah, Casper has entered the chat. So that's where that's my thoughts on it. Do you remember why does everything go back to TV shows? Do you remember the show Ghosting? And why did that show never come back during COVID? Because that was like 2 seasons. We used to faithfully watch that show. And it was honestly better than Catfish.
Oh, I hate
it. was
Catfish.
So much better than Catfish.
I liked it. We were just talking about that because my mom has been on the Catfish kick lately because the latest season has like 94 episodes. She was like, I don't think they remembered to pause. They just kept going. They surely did. But then she was like, you remember Ghosted? And I was like, yes, that was much better.
I feel like Catfish had like a third spinoff because Ghosted was one of them. Then there was another one that just recently came out. But there's one of my coworkers told me about, because we were talking about ghosting. We weren't talking about ghosting, but me and you, we're talking about ghosting. And there's a podcast called Second Date Update, and it's like 10-minute episodes. And it's basically people go on the podcast after being ghosted because they never got a second date. And basically they do what they do on ghosting. They call the person on the podcast and ask, why didn't you do that? I've never listened, but my coworker, she is obsessed with this little thing. She listens to it every time she's riding home because it literally takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So she get through an episode and she just be talking about it. She'll be like, oh, Second Date Update, that's my jam. So now I think I want to go look at it. But yes, ghosting. I also don't think ghosting is...
She loves that type of stuff.
Okay. No, I'm sure. But also, I don't think ghosting is the way to do anything. Well, at least in friendships. I don't think that's the way. Relationship, dating stuff, I don't owe you as much. If we aren't actually dating, or if we're not in a relationship, if we're dating, it's okay. Just whatever. If it's been a week, what do you... Yeah. But in friendships, I think you owe a person the decency of at least being like, I don't really want to fuck with you no more. Sorry. Okay, cool. That's just my personal opinion. But, that could also be speaking from experience. Anywho, last question that I have for the people, the you. If you could create a themed restaurant with your friends, what would the theme be and what roles would each of your friends play in the restaurant? Go! Yeah.
A themed restaurant.
Mm-hmm. That's what I feel.
So honestly, if it was themed, I think I would take the approach of, and this might be cheating, but like they have those spaces where there's just like different food trucks, different vendors, but it's like a collective space.
A food truck yard?
Yeah, like a truck yard, but it doesn't even have to be like food trucks, but like actual. So there's in Miami, when we go out to Carnival, we go eat in this area like all the time because you walk in the door and there's tables everywhere, but it's like a cafeteria type looking, but it's so cool, and it's like different types of foods. I feel like it wouldn't be a wide variety, but it definitely would be like seafood, American, and Mexican. Like those are the three that I feel like encompass my friends. Okay. Now, when it comes to roles, I feel like behind the scenes, like business, managerial like duties, I would definitely say Westlin and Kiera. They can be like the finance and like the, that aspect of it. When it comes to like marketing and creative aspect of it, obviously,
who could that be?
Probably Paris.
I was definitely thinking that. I was definitely like, we're so here.
Definitely you. Yeah, you would be that, like the marketing and like getting it out there and like creating fun events, obviously, like, because I would want it to be like a space where it's inside, outside, and we had like themed nights there, like girls' night or blah, blah, blah. And then like a cigar part, it'd be different ages. Like it would be cool. And then I feel like I would probably play the role of, I could be the bartender. I was about to say.
I knew it.
Definitely, I could see myself being the bartender, like talking with people, and like I've always wanted to be a bartender, but like talking with people and just making the drinks and all that good stuff. Paris, Chelsea, Kiana.
I'm very shocked you're stumped on Kiana because that's a no-brainer. The chef, fool.
Oh, I was just about to say that. I was literally just about to say that. I was just about to say that. Yes, Kiana. She would be making the food. Kiara would be making the food too. Like, actually, Kiara would have a pot and everything because that's what she normally does. So Kiara and Kiana would be making the food, but then Kiara and Wesleyan would be kind of doing like the back end, like finances and the logistical stuff, along with Chelsea. I feel
I was
like
just about to
Chelsea
say,
would
I'm
definitely
surprised you
be,
do that because Chelsea literally runs that Kid Our Kids.
well, so I feel like Chelsea would be in that, but Chelsea then would be paired up with you too. And then I feel like me and Paris probably would have a good time, like doing the bottles and the bartending. And so, yeah,
I was thinking about that.
we need to make that happen.
I actually do
That
have an
got me
idea for a
excited as I
restaurant
was just
that I
thinking
was
about
thinking
it.
about in a restaurant in Beaumont because nothing lasts in Beaumont that's fun, unfortunately. Because like I really did like Lacuna. Well, I mainly
Don't get
liked
me
their
why would you
mimosas.
bring that
The
up?
food wasn't that great, but so for me, I'm trying to think of a theme for a restaurant. Because I have a theme that I actually want to do, so I'm not going to say that on here because I don't want to give it away. So a theme, I would probably do. I'm just gonna go with a lounge. I don't necessarily know what kind of lounge, but I would go loungy. But like a lounge that's let's go Prospect Park type. You know,
Yeah,
like that, but more upscale Prospect Park. And I say that as I've never been to Prospect Park, so Prospect Park could be slightly upscale, and I just don't know.
not anymore.
Oh, okay, good to know. Okay, so Paris would be the hostess. You would be bartender because drinks. I would be marketing. Chelsea would be the GM, and Ariel would probably be. I'm trying to think of where I would put Ariel. I would say she would almost be the person that. Oh, 'cause she's creative too. So, but I don't. She's creative. Oh, so she would be like the social media manager of the thing because she's really she be posting stuff all the damn time. I'd be like, girl, that's too tired. How you do this? I think that's how I would put. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's where I would put it. Yeah, everybody. I don't have a chef. I don't. Do I have friends that really cook like cook? I got friends that cook. What Crystal do? Can Crystal cook? That's sad. I don't even know Crystal can cook.
I never ate anything Crystal cooked. I don't think.
Oh, remember we went over to her house that one time when we went swimming? Didn't she cook something? Remember me, you pairs? You don't remember that at her apartment?
Yeah, I
The one with
remember.
upstairs?
Oh, I think we went to the store. We had tacos. Didn't we have tacos or something?
Oh, that's
or
it.
nachos
Okay,
or
that's real
something?
basic. Yeah, that's basic.
Yeah.
But okay, that's where I leave that. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Well, that's all the questions that I have. Thank you for taking this trip down last minute friendship landia. I'm glad that we were able to explore some different scenarios in friendship land. Do you want to take a break and then come back to close out with the mental health moment? Or you just want to go no breaks this episode and just run it through?
No, we could do no breaks.
No music.
I had a mental health awareness, a mental health moment in mind, but given the theme, I think I might shift it a little bit. So I'm going with a mental health moment just because we are now in May and it's Mental Health Awareness Month.
It is.
So with that being said, I think it's super important all the time, but if not all the time, this month, importantly, take care of your mental health. But let's gear it in regards to friends, kind of what we were talking about earlier, just with if you feel some type of way, you gotta say it.
Stop. Because you did this on purpose.
Because if you don't like that. Say it, you're accountable. Oh, you're accountable.
You see how she trying to do that?
So, but how you say it matters. Okay.
Oh, I should have put
And
the thing.
you are
Words matter.
you are well within your right to address something with somebody and let their response guide you on whether or not you need to stay or not stay friends with this person.
And no
Because
response is a response, ladies and gentlemen.
it's a response. Yes, no response is a response. It definitely is. But I think, and it's so funny because y'all, if y'all don't watch it, like TJ and I were just talking about, the second season of Martha's Vineyard Summer House, like literally encompasses that the whole way. Like they stay crying all the time, but they're talking about things. But the way that they are addressing it and talking about it, it's like y'all are aggressive
so
or
much.
y'all are passive aggressive. Like, I just need y'all to be assertive. Okay.
Right.
I need y'all to be assertive. The only person that I feel like is assertive is Amir.
Jordan.
Like,
wait. Oh, Amir is assertive? Amir never in anything. That's the thing. Amir just be like,
is, but he'll speak about things.
The only person, in my opinion, that
assertive, but aggressive sometimes.
The only one that I think of that handles conflict well, typically, is Preston. Because he'll be the main one to just say it right then. And then I feel like every time he's had a conversation with someone afterwards, it's one-on-one. He ain't with the group trying to do it. Like when he had the conversation. I don't know. Are you caught up on season 2? Of course.
When he had a conversation with Phil.
I haven't seen the latest episode. I'm one behind. I just finished that episode yesterday. But then I fell asleep. Actually, I had company. So I've seen that. But then when he had the issue with Bria, they literally went off to the side, had the conversation. He was real upfront about, and then it always is crazy to me when people are trying to have these deep conversations, i.e. at the bar that night while they drunk. Because then they all start crying. Shanice gets on my nerves because she crying. And then I'm like, is this... First of all, Shanice. She's fun. Don't get me wrong.
She's fun, also... But she's very passive-aggressive. She don't say nothing.
Shanice or Summer? Because Summer's passive-aggressive.
No, Summer is not passive-aggressive. Summer is aggressive. And Summer is my least favorite character like it's my least favorite person this season. Like, I liked her last season, but she was very small and minute in her character role or whatever. But this season, she is annoying the hell out of me. And she's a perfect example of what I'm saying in regards to, she was like, I should communicate more. She was like, I just feel like I'm a burden. That's an excuse. Like, I get it. That's an explanation. Like, it's explaining your behavior. But at some point, if you're still getting hurt or upset by whatever your friends are doing and you're not saying anything, that's an excuse. That's your problem. And you can't say, like, I just feel I don't want to put my stuff on them. And she literally said it. She was like, that's what friends are for. Like, yes, that is. So utilize it.
I agree. And I agree with your mental health moment as much as it annoys me. But I guess to tie all of this all together, I think if you would like to see all of the questions that we asked play out in real life, watch Summer's House, Martha's Vineyard. Because literally there's a little bit of everything except for the restaurant stuff. But the ghosting, the cheating, I guess it's not with a sibling, but relations with a friend, flip-floppity friends, aggressive friend, passive-aggressive friends, saintly friends. Everything's there. It literally does have a little bit of everything. So I think you would enjoy that. And if you have not already watched it, it's only 2 seasons. The second season still going. The second season is getting a reunion. So we'll get to see them after all of this and it comes back. So I'm super excited about seeing that. And in the spoiler alert, in the second before last episode that's aired so far, Jasmine said she's due in February, so she will already have had the baby by the reunion. So I'm wondering if Silas will be back, so if he'll be back on the couch as like a guest or something. So I'm really interested to see how she would act once he's back in there. And I don't even know how many more episodes there are, because I think they were on day 9. Were they on day 9 in the second before last episode, or 10? Because literally this is all... That's the crazy thing. This all takes place over 15 days. They cry every day on vacation. That
It's
blows me.
exhausting. It's exhausting.
I was like, I can't think of one vacation that I've been on where I've cried once, let alone 15 times.
But you gotta think, like, they're drinking all day, every
Right.
day. And so, like, I feel more emotional, obviously, when I drink, but like I can't imagine being somewhere 15. Like, I would just be quiet off to myself, like,
Because that's
because
what we in Padre. Like that was only 7 days. So still half the time they
yeah.
were there. And some things went down in Padre. But I don't remember crying. I remember
Yeah.
staying home because I didn't feel like dealing with y'all. But crying? What? Yeah, no. But yes, that is a great Summer's House Martha's Vineyard is a great case study in friendships under a microscope with Black
Not
people,
a
because
case study.
these are Black people. There is a Summer's House. I guess it's just regular Summer's House, and I have no clue where they actually are. But it's more of a mixed. That there's only like 1 or 2 Black people on that cast. So there's, if you want to
I saw it.
see,
It has like
yeah, no, it's been going on for a while, that one. And I think this is the first spinoff, and they did an all Black cast for this one. So it's definitely, you can watch that and kind of see some, maybe find yourself in that friendship, and, maybe puts that mirror up so you can, do like Natalie said, and, start addressing things, or choose to address things differently for the sake of your mental health and your friendship health.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Anything else you want to add to your mental health part, as we've literally went on a tangent about this show that I love yet annoys the hell out of me?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, good. And so before we wrap up, what you think about Milo?
The dog.
The dog. That dog. I just be like, why is you here?
Bria, so
You can't what?
I can't stand Bria.
Oh yeah, no.
She annoys the crap out of me.
I don't think I've ever actually liked her either season.
I don't think I have either. Like, she annoys the hell out of me. But Milo's a dog. Milo's a gender.
I will say, and I hate that we keep going back to talking about the shows, but I feel like, yeah, Bria's the one person from both seasons that I've consistently disliked. Everyone else has had pretty, redeeming factors. And I'm mad that the little light-skinned boy that came at the end of season 1, that he's not here this season. And in the second before last episode, he had the blue eyes. That was Jasmine's best friend. They showed the photo of when Silas was getting deployed, and when Jasmine was like, Bria was there, he was there. And I'm like, okay, so y'all still cool. Yeah. So where is he? So I thought that was interesting, because that he didn't come back. But I wonder if maybe he'll make a cameo towards the end of the season or something, because he came late last time too. So
yeah, he was like the last one.
Yeah, exactly. But on that note, thank you all for listening. As we promised in our season 3 teaser, these episodes will get shorter because attention spans, as well as willpower. So we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok while it still exists. If you have any questions that you would like to send us, such as what we read off of Reddit, feel free to shoot us an email at ask, because I realize that I say that really quickly and it doesn't sound like I say ask. So ASK, crazylittlepod@gmail.com. Like I said, follow us, all that good stuff. We will be soon, if I get the willpower to do it, launching our YouTube page, since now we have video and we can put these clips on there, because apparently YouTube clips be going cray. Short form YouTube videos. So we could be the next Charles and Alyssa, but like friends. Yeah.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I thought
about it. Because I know who Charles and Alyssa is.
Did we ever watch any friendship ones? No.
I don't think so. COVID, I was watching all couples, like, and not in a relationship. Ain't that funny?
And I was just sitting there down for the ride, getting invested. I would come in and think, you caught up on Charles and Alyssa today? No, I ain't watched them in a while. What was the other one? Juju and Dez. I'm caught up on them. And Rissa and Quan. Okay, that's enough. Anyway, because we can keep going on this for forever. Natalie, maybe you should do an episode on COVID, because we was going through some things. But on that note, we are going to get out of here. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. Have a great time and protect your mental health.